Shadow and Bone Recap. Synopsis. Surrounded by enemies, the once great nation of Ravka has been torn in two by the Shadow Fold, a swath of near impenetrable darkness crawling with monsters who feast on human flesh. Now its fate may rest on the shoulders of one lonely refugee. Elena Starkov has never been good at anything. But when her regiment is attacked on the Fold and her best friend is brutally injured, Elena reveals a dormant power that saves his life. A power that could be the key to setting her war-ravaged country free. Wrenched from everything she knows, Elena is whisked away to the royal court to be trained as a member of the Grisha, the magical elite led by the mysterious Darkling. Yet nothing in this lavish world is what it seems. With darkness looming and an entire kingdom depending on her untamed power, Elena will have to confront the secrets of the Grisha and the secrets of her heart. Plot. Spoiler warning. This section has important plot information. Caution is advised. Elena and Mal, two orphans in Karamzin, are introduced in the prologue. They are examined for Grisha skills at the age of 8, but none seem to possess them. Elena and Mal have both joined the First Army, which is on its way to Kribersk, the city near to the Shadow Fold. They want to cross the Fold the next day to collect supplies in West Ravka, but Elena is concerned. Not everyone makes it through the Fold. She considers her connection with Mal, who has become distant from her. She also has feelings for him. When they are on the Fold, though, Valkyr attacks them. Mal is almost killed by the attack, but Elena rescues him by creating a great light. They then return to Kribersk, where Elena is interrogated by the Darkling, the second army of Grisha's commander. The Darkling thinks that Elena needs protection and transfers her to his Alta castle. They are assaulted by assassins from another nation on the way there, but the Darkling saves Elena by splitting a man in two. She also discovers that she is the Light Summoner, and so capable of rescuing the nation from the Shadow Fold. When Elena arrives at the little palace, she is greeted by Genya, who is responsible for getting her dressed. Genya has the capacity to create beauty, and she improves Elena's appearance for the king's presentation. She learns to live in the little palace after that. She must practice and attend martial courses, as well as classes with Bagra, an odd old woman who teaches her how to handle her gift. The Darkling tells her the whole time that she is his sole chance of destroying the Fold. He says he's hunting for a power amplifier to give her. He intends to make one by tracking down an extremely strong, but hitherto unknown stag. Elena is still adjusting to her new life and is missing Mal. But, in order to call on Light, she chooses to let him go, and she begins to regain control of her abilities. Elena and the Darkling discuss the amplifier one day, and how the army is seeking for the stag to build it. She inquires about Bagra, but he kisses her unexpectedly. The king and queen of Ravka organize a ball in the winter when the Grisha demonstrate their authority. This is where Elena is initially introduced to the public and demonstrates her abilities. For the first time, she dresses in black, the Darkling's hue. The Darkling then whisks her away, and they kiss in a dark place. But then she runs into Mal, who happens to be at the palace at the same moment because he's searching for the stag. To make matters even more complicated, Bagra appears in Elena's chamber, claiming to be the Darkling's mother and the Black Heretic, the one who created the Shadow Fold. She informs Elena that he intends to destroy the other nations rather than the Fold, and Elena flees. Climax. She does, in fact, flee. She makes it very far before being caught by the Darkling's guard, and she manages to hide until they leave. She does, however, run upon Mal, who has abandoned the army to assist her. They decide to search for the stag as a group. And, of course, Mal realizes he's been in love with Elena all along, and the two kiss just as they discover the stag. However, Elena is unable to slay him, and the Darkling's army arrives instead. Of course, the Darkling had no issue murdering the stag. They create an amplifier for Elena, which binds her to the Darkling. They return to the Shadow Fold a few days later, Elena to destroy the Fold. When Mal is pushed overboard, though, Elena becomes even more combative. She then understands that she has more control over her amplifier than the Darkling since she didn't murder the deer. She manages to release herself from him, and leaps off the ship to rescue Mal. She summons Light to defend them from the Valkyr, then lets the Light pass over the ship, abandoning it to the Valkyr. They sprint through the dunes to West Ravka after that, free but not safe. Conclusion. Mal and Elena have boarded a ship that will transport them over the true sea in the epilogue. Elena still intends to eliminate the Darkling,